The Heartbleed vulnerability. Sounds tragic, doesn't it? But OpenSSL is an open-source cryptographic software library. It implements the Transport Layer Security, or TLS, and Secure Sockets Layer, or SSL, protocols. And Heartbleed is indeed a very serious vulnerability caused by a flaw in OpenSSL. So in short, Heartbleed allows anyone to read the memory of systems protected by the vulnerable versions of the OpenSSL. So this compromises private keys, names, and passwords of the users and the actual content. Anyone can easily trick a vulnerable web server into sending sensitive information. This allows attackers to eavesdrop on communications and then steal data directly from the services and the users and to impersonate the services and users. Now, Bbox has a service to test the vulnerability to Heartbleed. So to discover the service, we need to perform an all-port scan. But I don't want to run this scan, so I'm just going to run a service scan on a specific Bbox port. So open terminal, type nmap-ss and IP address of Bbox, and the port number is 8443, and then add -SV for service scan. And you might have to wait for a while, but the result will appear soon. Still waiting, and waiting, and waiting. Ah, here's the result. So the port is open, and it is an SSL service, and NGINX server version 1.4 runs there. Okay, so we discover that port, and then we can check if the service is vulnerable or not. So Nmap has many scripts to extend its capability. It has a script for checking Heartbleed vulnerability. So let's delete the service scan from the previous command and then add script SSL-Heartbleed and hit enter. And it'll quickly check, and the service is vulnerable. What do you know? Okay, now, so to exploit it, we are going to use Metasploit. Actually, there are many scripts and tools out there to do this. You can run one of them as well, but I like using Metasploit for this example. Now, it may take a little time to open. So now we can start. And there is an auxiliary module for Heartbleed in Metasploit. So choose it, use auxiliary/scanner/SSL/OpenSSL_Heartbleed. Then type show actions. Dump gathers what's in the memory of the target. Keys detects and then gathers the private keys in the memory of the target. And scan checks to see if the server is vulnerable or not. Oh, I forgot this action, and I did it with Nmap. Well, that's okay. So, anyway, let's ignore that and set the action to dump. And then it shows the options. So I think we need to change only our hosts and our port. So let's set our host to IP address of Bbox. And then set our port to 8443. And there ain't nothing left to set. So before running the module, go to Firefox. And let's just visit some pages to load up the memory with some new data. I'm going to log out and go to HTTPS service on port 8443 on Bbox. And now we add exception to the security error. So now I'm going to log in again, and then open Chrome and go to the same application, copy and paste the URL, accept the security warning. Okay, I'm I'm going to log in, then log out again. This time I'm going to log in with another user. So I hope it's enough to load some of the important data into the memory of bbox. We'll see. So I did it manually. You can now do it automatically if you want. But anyway, open Metasploit and run the module. So yeah, you may have to wait for a few seconds. Okay, so here's the module, and it is executed, and it saves the result in this file. So let's have a look at that file, shall we? So this data comes directly from the memory of bbox. And you get this without spending a long time to find an appropriate payload. So it is precious. So let's look at the output. We have cookies, usernames, passwords. Now, I really don't want to take this lightly, but just think about if you were to perform this attack on a server that's used by thousands or more users, right? I mean, it's a known vulnerability. It was covered in the press just not too long ago. So that means in the real world, you really do need to scan for it.